Let's learn uh, how to project Nifty or any other stock, but let's focus on the Nifty. Today it has made a significant move. I think in a recent time, I think this is the biggest bar. I believe it's about almost 590 points. Uh, but let's understand from the starting from the time when it started falling. Now, if you look at here, let's say this is one big move. Till here, it's a big move. This is the big move, and it has come down as well. In the same force, it has come down. Typically, what happens is whenever there is significant move happen, it can happen upward, the similar kind of a movement, or it can also happen the downturn. Now, and if you also notice that no, this is some kind of a head and shoulder pattern. This is shoulder, head, shoulder, and when that forms, obviously it will go down. Now, whenever this kind of a movement happens, as I'm mentioning, that whenever a big movement happens like this, either such kind of movement happen upside or downside, similar kind of a movement. Now, if you see here, the same movement, if you bring it down, see exactly that much movement it has made. Of course, it won't make in a straight line. It goes up and comes down and so on, but eventually it makes. That's exactly happened here. So it has touched the bottom of the area, or the box, or whatever you call it is, and then started reversing it. And from a theoretical, I mean, that moving average perspective also it holds good. Like as we were discussing earlier, like when it is started going up with a moving average 5, and some point in time it loses its strength, then it hand over to the next moving average, it try to uh, push it up. But if it can't push it up, then obviously it will go and hand over to next moving channel. That happened with the 20, but 20 also nothing, no movement happened there, and then it hand over to 50. But 50 tried, but it could not make much movement, because until unless any movement happens above this, there won't be any hires. It will go down to the next moving average. The same case happened here, because since it could not push down, then it has obviously came and touched 200. Now, even if you go to the weekly, there was a 50 moving average, and from there also it started reversing. And a monthly, obviously there is a 10, then touched, and eventually we need to see whether this will touch, because it's still high. But anyway, let's see. Now let's go back to daily. Now, how do analyze? There is two things, as we were discussing earlier as well. First, let's make one single movement. This as we made a box, and just bring it down the same width. So it will reach, probably it will reach to that level most of the time. Or if you think this is actually too big move, in between there are a lot of movements that happens, how do we capture those movements? Then we should go to smaller. Now let's come back to here. Obviously there is nothing to, there is no green. Of course there is a small thing, this is not really a green, it's a, so it's a really a red movement that happened till here. So let's put a line here. Then here there is some kind of a reversal that happened from a moving average 50. So let's bring it down to that level 50. Let me ensure this is properly aligned horizontally. Yeah. So now typically what happens is whenever it touches the bottom of the box, it will try to go up. It's happened, but then subsequently it could not make any further. So it has come to middle of the channel, then again tried to top, then came down, then again went to the middle of the channel. Then after that there is a drop. So let's also bring those. Now notice this is the middle of channel. I will exactly bring the top of this area to the middle of that. Now see, if you notice this exactly, again there is a, the red bar ends there. Now let's again mark the middle of the channel here, basically this wick, this red wick. Okay, let's keep this. I will bring this top of the channels to the red wick. Now again, if you see here also the same thing, this is area touched, so it's try to go to the middle of the channel, could not cross the middle of the channel, again come to the bottom of the channel. Now typically what happens is, in this kind of scenarios, the probability of going down is higher. It's went down and came back, but let's bring it down from this middle of the channel. I will bring this to this top to the middle of this. Okay, let's move this bar up. Here also again same thing that happened. It's touched the bottom of this thing, then I try to make to the top of the area. From there again it dropped. Now again let's move this to the middle of the channel. And here again there is no action. Let's move this to middle of the channel. Let's drop this now. So once we move this middle of the channel, then this becomes now area of movement. Let's say this is the area of movement. So whenever it touches bottom of this bottom of the channel, then it always try to go up. But if this is the width of this area, the movement that's happening this recent time, today this entire area is spilled from end to end. This it's a single bar has moved up. Now the question is, now from moving average 200 it has come up, and weekly 50 it has come up. So it's today it has crossed. It crossed moving average 5, moving average 10, and there is a moving average 20 there. Now we need to see typically what happens is, either from the top of this area it is can try to come down, or it can come down here middle of the channel, then again push it up, or it can even go up. For example, if there is a strength to go up, so it again make this kind of a movement again. So it might come here, come to the middle of the channel, maybe some action to come to bottom of the channel, or go up, because any movement it cannot go straight line. There is always some kind of movement that happens. So this is one way of analyzing. Another way is, just let's put a channel, parallel channel. This was like this. This is the channel. It's a steep down, and then try to touch at the top of the channel, and then it's staying above the middle of the channel. Now in these cases, what we can typically do is, we can just move the bottom of the channel to the lows of that bars. Now if you notice again here, from this bottom again it touched the top of the channel, and again started a dip. Now again, if you notice this, again it's the middle of the channel is holding. So let's move again one more time. So this is where we are. Either you can move here as well, because you can move this way here. So it's exactly touch the middle of this channel, middle of the channel. Now the question is, again, now from the middle of the channel, whether it comes down, or it go and touch the 20, or it can go and touch top of the channel. Now as we discussed the moving average, it's like this. Now today, so in one bar it broke 10, it broke 5. Now we need to see, from last time previously, from a 20 it started pushing down, and now again going and touching in 20. Now it can happen that it might again start reverse from there, or it breaks and go up. But looking at actually the bar, it's a very very strong bar today. If you notice the movements, it actually crossed all kind of sorry, all kind of resistances. Um, so it's 5 minutes crossed 200, 15 minutes 200 crossed, 30 minutes it just touched 200. So we need to see, and see, if you see, it's continuously going on 5 and 30 minutes, even 15 minutes also, the 5 and 5 minutes also, it's following that. Actually 5 sometimes comes 10 and then 20. It was very 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 cleanly, very strongly going today. It's one of the very, the bank nifty is not moved this much, but nifty has made a significant movement today. It's about 2.39%, 2.93%. Now let's come back to here. Now the question is, now as in both cases, as a channel that we have written and this thing, it's the top. If you take other way around, if you do that, no, that will comes middle of the channel. That means there is some resistance that actually hit. And even if you put the boxes, that actually box theory, it is in the top of that area. Now top of the area, typically there is some kind of a reversal can happen, because generally whenever you want to buy, we always try to buy from the bottom, not at the top. For example, if you bought here, yeah, you can stay there. But if you want to enter newly, no, you should not enter here. That is high. So only when you can buy is when it is actually started going up, then you can actually buy this. Otherwise, no. If there is any kind of a red indication comes, then probably it can come to middle of the channel, or even maybe go down. Now in this case, if it started pushing down, the probability of holding the 200 is very low, so it might go even further. That means if you go to the weekly, so this time 50 has, it took the support at 50 and then started making up. But if this time it comes down by any chance and cross 50, then the only option is actually comes to 50. Or if you go to the monthly, whichever this, let's go to the monthly. uh, let mark weekly 200 here, monthly it's already touched 10. Now next is 20. Let's see whichever comes earlier. So if any case this breaks, this will come here first, this monthly 20. It may again reverse from here, or it even come here. Now let me go back to yearly. I just want to show something. This is the yearly nifty yearly chart. Now if you look at it historically, it always touches 5, probably sometimes 10. This is the COVID time, it has touched and then went up. But some point in time it has to come and touch 5. But if you see to now, this bar, this current year, it is too away from 5. Let's take for example, from a 5, anytime that how much actually that movement that can happen, it's about makes some 30% and comes down to 5, and again it makes some movement of let's say 25. Next time it made a movement of 27%. But if you see here, from 5, this actually made a movement of about almost 30, 38, 39%. So now question is whether whether is common touches 20 touches, in the sense like, for example, when there is some kind of action that happening over a period of time, that actually this moving over 5 will catch up. But till that, maybe it will not make new highs, or maybe the higher highs than this. Maybe here itself some kind of action happened. By the time it will catches moving average 5, or it has to come down to touch here. So this one thing I wanted to share with you, because it is too high at this point in time. To be very honest, the market is at too high compared to historically, especially from last year. If you see, it's at quite a significant move it has made. It's about what, 68% indices. It's quite a big move. So this is one thing that even if you go to even if you go to 6 months, 6 months also it's away from moving average 5. But some point in time it has to come and touch. Even 3 months, 3 months just touched 5, but 3 months there is a high probability that even come to 20. monthly monthly also some point in time it has to come and touch 20, but when, we don't know. Whether now or there is only consolidation happens for a period of time, by the time 20 goes here, or we just come down. It can happen. So in daily, now the question is, both from a channel, the what we draw, that is also at resistance, and from the box theory, that what we have written, what we from top we have brought down, right? That is also, this is at a top. Now top always there can be some resistance. Probably it might go and touch 20 and some action might happen. If too weak, it is definitely is going to come down, or let's say the probable case what can happen. Probable case happen is can drop from here, or it might go to even touch 20, because I understand there is a channel is there, from channel it can come down, but when there is a 20 it would like to go and touch 20, but not necessarily. It can also come from the channel itself, but probably it might go to 20. Let's say, because this is quite a big bar, and if at all, if you try to make first it touch 20, maybe if it's strong, it then can go to middle of the channel, some action, and then go up, then maybe hit here, then again it might try to bring it down. Then we need to see how far this 50 daily 50 can bring it down, whether it will stop somewhere before and goes up, or if it comes to here and goes up, or by any chance if it drops below, then it goes down to the next one. So this is where we are. And actually, if you want, now this is high level wording, but in case if you want to daily understand how this, why this movement, for example there is a small here and so on, then you need to follow this approach. Probably, let's say, from here, let's come from here, I draw one downward and one upward. So the next bar, let's go and touch it. The next bar, there is no green. It's just a red bar, and just bring it down the downward channel, and maybe even this. There's a attempt to try to go up. It touched middle of the channel, so it couldn't go. It has come now. So now we need to bring one more time like this, because there is no this now extend to this. Now from here, bottom of this one try to go up again. It probably would have touched the top of the channel, but in between there is a moving average 20. It's from there it started rejecting, so it has come down. So we need to bring it down, and it has moved more than previous thing, so extend that. Now from again here, it's tried to go up again here, but it couldn't move up, because there also again middle of the channel or prior to middle of the channel itself has come down. So now again bring it down here. Now this is the first time actually there is a green. Now bring this upward channel here and try to see whether these two things are aligned, and move this bar till where the green there is at this point in time. The next day, what happened here? Uh, it's it's uh, it's opened here, top of this downward channel. It tried to go up, but there's a rejection. So I'll just move here, and this also let's move here. From there again there is a reversal. Now here what we can do, now this is it's ended here because there is a again there is a middle of the channel downturn. It stopped there. Now from here again it tried to go up, but there is a middle of the channel, there is a rejection that happened. So again bring it down, and this upward also try to bring it down. Now next day it's open or closed, more or less same thing. It's there's a resistance. And if at all if you move this up to the area where it's actually rejected, that's the reason it's rejected. It's rejection. Next day opened up, again try to go up because there is a resistance of moving average 10, so it has come down. I mean it couldn't make a move, so bring it down here. Next day opened here at the top of this channel. So since it's the top of the channel, it has pushed down and to the up to the top of this channel. So now only thing is now we need to move this up. And you can also bring it down if you want till here. So it's opened here. Now this is the, like for example, now since it's rejection we can are in this line like this. So from here then again there is a, at the bottom there is a middle of the channel, so it stopped there. Next day opened at the top of the things, it has to come down. Top, anytime opens in the top it will come down, anytime it opens at the bottom it probably will go up. So this was following, and as I also mentioning last time and many times, so whenever anything in the channel like this channel, this is the bottom, and even if you put upward channel, that also bottom. So when it's a bottom for the both of the channel, that's the time to buy. So if you can buy here, it goes some moment, some movement can happen. So from here it went up here. From here it touched top of the channel, and from the top of the channel again it's dropped. So bring it down. Now again it's a bring it down. So now you see open, went top of the channel and has come down. So like this you need to keep on moving where is that actually the movement that happens. Also you can actually see, for example, sometimes what happens is, let's say for example here actually green, and mark actually when the next green is coming. So next time typically it will make a move like this, like for example until unless it comes to that distance you won't find any green and so on forth.